There are a ton of skills in Days Gone, but what are the best ones to get? I also think that you should focus on one skill line first before spending your points elsewhere. I will share the best skills in the game in this video and also tell you how to get XP fast so you can earn these skills as fast as possible. So let's get into it. A like on the video would of course be super appreciated, and let's go. The more skill points you spend in one skill line, the more skills you unlock in that skill line, and naturally the best skills can be found in the final rows. So that's why I think it's the smartest to focus on one of the skill lines first before spending your skill points in one of the two other options. I went with the ranged combat skill line first, simply because shooting is something you will do most in Days Gone, and it will be the best way to take out the enemies. Melee is nice when the enemies get close, but in most cases you want to prevent this, because fighting more than one enemy with a melee weapon will already be pretty hard, especially against human enemies that have guns and will be shooting you from afar. So then it's way smarter to stay behind cover and take out the enemies with one simple headshot. Having to run towards them to hit them with your melee weapon will only make you an easy target, so I don't think that that's a smart tactic at all. Also, the tougher enemies like the huge bear or the breakers will easily take you out when you get too close, so running away and shooting them is really the best way to kill them for sure. And this of course especially the case when fighting a horde. Good luck with your baseball bat or other melee weapon, but you will really be dead in no time when you try and fight the horde from up close. So enhancing the way you can use your gun will be way smarter to take out these tougher challenges. Also, going for the ranged combat focus will let you do headshots way more often, and that of course gives more XP so you reach the next skill point faster. While killing enemies with a melee weapon will only give you the regular XP that you can get from the enemy. Again, more fast XP tips later on in the video. So yes, I really think that the smartest tactic would be to focus on the ranged combat skill line first, get most of the skills there, and then move over to survival, and then in the end unlock the melee skills. And why survival first? Well, you want to have the ear to the ground skill, because that's really one of the best skills in the game. It highlights namely the enemies in the area with the survival vision, so also through walls. So you can easily find all the enemies in a marauder camp for example and take them out. So yes, you want to get that skill, but you want to do that after you completed the ranged skill line. The first skill that you should get is the focused shot. This is really a must for every player. Activating this ability with R3 will let you easily aim for the head to take out most enemies with one shot. And you get of course more XP by doing this as well. But it's also really nice against hordes to give you more time to take a lot of them out, to shoot the explosives for example in the area that will also bring a ton of them down. You can of course enhance the duration of this skill by using the Nero injector at one of the Nero checkpoints. And you can also use the focus cocktails to help you get more out of this ability as well. The next ranged skill is pretty obvious, the fight and flight one. Move and aim a ranged weapon with more precision. Of course nice to have in a ton of situations. There are also skills that enhance the focus shot, like suppressing fire, giving you the power to stop weaker enemies, or crowd control is great as well. I did not unlock the hyper focus yet because I did not really use the focus cocktails yet, but will likely do that when I go and focus more on the bigger hordes. The on the move skill is great, just like the iron grip that significantly reduces the ranged weapon recoil. I also unlocked knocked up as well, so that your crossbow bolts do more damage, and this actually makes them instantly kill enemies instead of you needing 2 bolts. So if you like the crossbow, then this one is totally worth getting, otherwise you can ignore it for the time being. And then we got the 2 final lines of the ranged combat skill line. And really in the end you want to unlock all of these skills because they're all pretty nice. I would get the quick reload first, always nice of course, just like the under pressure. So you no longer consume focus when reloading a ranged weapon. And this happened multiple times, but then your activation of the focus will of course be a waste. So that's why this skill can come in handy. Then you want to go for up the ante, because running out of bullets is the worst thing that can happen. So having more bullets with you before you leave the camp is really great. And from this moment on, if you are like me and focus on the ranged play style, then you want to just unlock the other ranged skills. The 2 birds, 1 bullet skill is amazing because then your bullets penetrate through enemies, so really great when fighting hordes. And the head rush is very interesting because it's a way to get health back without using a medical item. It's only 10 health that you get back after 1 headshot kill, but when fighting multiple enemies that you can easily take out with a headshot, it's really nice. And if you got all the skills that I mentioned in the ranged skill line, then you want to focus on the survival skill line, because again, you want that ear to the ground skill. I went with both the eye for detail and the hawk-eye first, the skills to make the survival vision better, and it lets you easily get some plants. And you can use the plants for the cocktails that I already mentioned. You need them to craft them, so they can come in handy for sure. Increasing the range of the survival vision with the eagle-eye is great, and I think that generating less noise when moving or dropping is nice too. Although getting green thumb can be great as well, as then you get double the amount of plants when collecting them. So it's really, if you are not really a stealth player, then you don't need the one that reduces the noise, and then just go for the green thumb instead. And then after unlocking 4 skills in the survival skill line, you can unlock the ear to the ground one to see where enemies are in the area, even through walls. Again, really strong. In a future update, we will get the survival mode, so then we will not be able to use the survival vision, so then we cannot see the enemies through walls, and yeah, that will make the game more challenging for sure. Other skills that are great to get in the survival skill line are catch your breath, because having better stamina recovery is really nice, so you can sprint more often, but mostly so you are easily able to outrun a horde and have enough time to turn around and take out these enemies as well. And some later survival skills are great too, like more inventory space with the carry that weight, or that repairing your bike costs less scrap, so you can use the scrap to repair your melee weapon. More on that in a second. You, by the way, already have this monkey wrench skill unlocked if you got the deluxe edition of the game, also the collector's edition. And then in the final line of the survival skill line, we find 2 skills that are really nice for horde hunting: Shape Up and 6 feet under, that focuses on making sure that you can use your stamina more often. And speaking of getting more stamina, getting the juice up is nice as well to increase your initial recovery and the duration of the stamina cocktails that I think are really nice to use when fighting hordes as well. So I mentioned hordes a ton in this video. That will of course be the end game challenge to take out all the 40 hordes in this game, and I will have a separate video with more specialized tips up as well. Other nice melee skills are the field repair, so you can repair melee weapons, and you will be able to get a very powerful melee weapon during one of the later story missions. It takes very long before this one breaks, but with this skill you can also repair it, so they basically have this amazing melee weapon with you at all times as long as you have scrap. And I will have a video on this weapon up later as well. No, but overall the melee skills are just not that nice to get. I would increase the damage and your combo in the second section with the talk shit get hit, and also the hard hitter skill. Just roll with it is nice, so a roll costs less stamina. Also amazing versus hordes. And then the best skill by far in this skill line, you find it in the 5th row, and it's the executioner, so you can stealth kill breakers, but also kill them when you are in a grapple, or also even large animals. Something that will save you a ton of bullets, but overall the melee skill line is the least impressive in my opinion, and that's why I would totally go for ranged combat first, then survivor, and then for the melee skill line. But in the end, you will be able to unlock all the skills though in Days Gone. You also get a trophy for that, but you will need XP to get all the skill points. So focusing on headshots or stealth kills is already a great way to get more XP. But another tip would be to not skip some of the side missions, like visiting Sarah's gravestone for example. You will only have to go here and hear the always pretty fun conversations that Deacon will have, and after that you will earn some pretty nice XP. There will also be later on more of these sort of similar side missions where you just have to listen to something to already get some XP. But the different camp leaders will also radio you, so you can go back to their camp to do a job for them. And if you cleared all the nests in the area, then you will easily be able to fast travel to this camp, pick up the job, complete it in a few minutes and get a nice XP bonus. But really overall the main missions are the best source for XP, but you will be doing them anyways of course, and fighting enemies will help you fill up the XP bar as well. Especially the hordes, because they are of course in big numbers, up to 500 in total. So throwing an explosive while they are resting for example will already give you a lot of XP. Even if you don't plan to take them out, you can just ride away and still enjoy a few hundred extra XP. So that is another way to earn skill points as well. Although of course really taking out a horde will be way more lucrative. You do need the weapons to be able to fight the hordes though. And I got a video on some best weapons that you can already get early that will really help you clear these hordes. You will see that video appear in a second here on the screen. Subscribe of course for way more Days Gone content. I got way more tips and tricks coming your way. And again, already up on the channel. A like on the video would be super appreciated. Check that best weapons video by clicking on the screen. And I will speak to you next time. Goodbye!